Hello. Today is Wednesday, April 23rd, 2025. And my hair's a little messy. Maybe it's always messy. I don't know. But it's messy today because I just worked out. And I usually work out in the morning, but today I worked out in the afternoon because I've switched my schedule up a little bit. Um, I like working out in the morning because I get it done early and I don't have to think about it for the rest of the day. But lately, what I've noticed is that I'm becoming a lot less productive in my business in the morning because by the time I finish working out, because I'm not getting up really super early in the morning, by the time I finish working out, it's like mid-morning and I'm not starting my work day until late in the morning. And I'm finding that I'm not getting a lot of my business work done in the morning. And that's starting to affect some of my results. And I'm not liking that. So, what I've decided to do is switch my workout routine so that I get my business work, more of my business work, I should say, done in the morning and save my exercise workout for the afternoon or evening hours. So today was my first day doing that. And I have to be honest with you and say that I do not like it. However, change is hard. And usually when we change our routines, we don't like it at first. So I'm going to give it a real try. And I'm not just going to do it once and say I don't like it. I'm going to give it a real try and give it at least 2 or 3 days before I say I don't like it. So this was the first day and I don't like it, but I'm not going to try it once and then give up on it immediately. I'm going to do it again tomorrow and see how it goes. So I'll keep you posted on that. But today, what I want to talk with you about is my secret weight loss weapon. And for those of you who don't know, and most of you probably don't, over the last, I don't know, 7 years, I've lost 150 pounds, which is a pretty big deal. Actually, I lost the weight quite some time ago, but I've been able to keep it off for several years. And so a lot of people ask me how I did it, and that's a really long conversation, and I'm not going to have that right here. However, I do have what I call like a secret weapon that I haven't heard a lot of people talk about. Actually, I don't think I've heard anybody talk about it. So I wanted to share it because it works for me. And it has helped me tremendously to keep the weight off. But really, what it's helped me do is change my whole entire life. Like it's helped me to change how I live, how I think, my whole lifestyle, my habits. It's been like a catalyst that has, paved the way for me to change everything in my life for the better. And, I don't really always like to use the word secret because I really don't think there are any secrets, but it's something that I kind of stumbled upon completely by accident. And I'm going to share it, not because I think everyone else should do it, but just because it's a part of my story and it works for me. And maybe some other people might find some value in it. Maybe you will. But it's helped me in so many ways as a person and also as an entrepreneur, because I do believe that entrepreneurship requires a great deal of resilience, a great deal of strength, physical and mental. And we just have to be able to do a lot of heavy lifting in our bodies and in our minds. And the stronger we are physically, the stronger we are mentally. And physical exercise that is vigorous, which is what I do every day, just trains us not only in our bodies, but also in our minds to be able to lead a business forward through good times, bad times, tough times, challenging times, all of it. So I want to share. Okay. So my secret weight loss weapon, and by the way, I've shared this with a lot of people and I get a lot of like, really? Like, how does that work? But it works for me. So like you might also go, well, that doesn't make much sense, but it makes sense to me. So my secret weight loss weapon is a workout routine that I don't have to think about in a community that surrounds me with opportunities to challenge myself without thinking about it. That's really what it boils down to. And how it looks is essentially going to a fitness studio, whether it's online, virtually, or in person, because it can be either. And that's the good news, right? You don't have to leave your house to get this. But going to a fitness studio where you can be told what to do to work your body and be challenged to do it in a community of other people who are doing the same thing you are every single day. And of course, you skip some days, maybe you skip holidays. Obviously, you don't work out when you're sick, you don't work out when you're injured, and you do give your body some rest days, but the habit is every day. That's the habit. And the reason it's important to me in this secret to exercise in ways that I don't have to think about is because if I have to think about it, y'all, I won't do it. If I have to put together my own exercise routine, it will be too much work for me. So I need to go someplace where every day they have a protocol in place. And by a protocol, I mean they've worked out what the exercises are for that day. And I walk in the room at a certain time, pre-scheduled on my calendar, right? I know what their schedule is and I pick when I'm going to go. And I walk in the room and the exercise routine starts at a certain time and I'm there on time. And I go through the routine and I do exactly what they tell me to do for as long as they tell me to do it. And then I'm done. That's it. And I do it in a community, a room filled with other people who are doing the same thing I'm doing. So I can watch them and they can watch me. And if I'm doing it incorrectly, I can look at them and see what they're doing and I can do it the way they're doing it and do it correctly. And there's a trainer in the room to correct my form, or I can watch the trainer correct other people's form and I can learn from that and correct my form by seeing other people's form being corrected. And I'm timed. There's do it 20 times, do it 10 times. Here's how to do it. The exercises are demonstrated before we start. Here's what we're going to do. Let's get started. Let's go. You have 10 more reps. You have 5 more minutes. You're going to do this for another 20 seconds. Like literally, that's all we do. And we do it for a certain amount of time. So I know when we're going to start and I know when we're going to end, and I don't have to think about anything. Because if I had to put all this together myself, it would be too much work. So what I find is that it's a system. And this works for me in my business and it works for me in my exercise life. I like putting together business systems. I love it. I create a system, I work the system, and it makes business work because it eliminates friction. Like in my business, I don't get up in the morning and go, what am I going to do today? Because I have a system in place. I tweak the system, I change the system. I've been in business for 25 years, so I have not had the same system for 25 years. No, no, no. I change it, I tweak it, I play with it, I experiment with it, but there's always a system. And I like it. Like I enjoy putting together the system in my business. I enjoy playing with it. I enjoy tweaking it. That's fun for me. It is not fun for me to exercise. I don't like it. I like how I feel after I exercise. I like the results of exercise, but I don't actually like the exercise process. So I have to make myself do it. And in order to make myself do it, I have to play with my brain. Like I have to say, okay, brain, I need to make this easy for you. And that means I have to make you not think. I have to make you not think. How can I make you not think? Okay, I can find an exercise studio or some sort of way to exercise where brain, you don't have to think, because my brain would talk me out of exercise. It would protect me from exercise. It would talk me right out of it easily, very easily. No problem, Donna Maria. We can talk you right out of this exercise. You're too busy. It's too far. Rush hour traffic. It costs too much. You don't have time. I'm the queen of excuses when it comes to exercise. So I go to an exercise studio where I walk in the door, whatever time I sign up for, and we have a 5-minute warm up, or maybe it's a 3-minute warm up. Then we go through the circuits. Then we have a 3-minute cool down, and then we're done. And I've gotten in a serious, vigorous exercise, and I'm talking burning 400 or 500 calories in about 40 minutes. And I'm sweating, and I feel great, and my hair's a mess, but I've had a good time. Well, the results are good. I'm stronger. I'm really worked out, and I don't have to worry about it anymore. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to think about anything at all. I don't have to make up the routine. I just go, they do all the work. They do all the, the creating of the routines. And because I go 5 or 6 times a week, I get upper body on one day, I get lower body on one day, I get cardio on another day. I get core strength on another day. I get my whole body worked out like crazy for an entire week. And I don't have to think about any of it. And isn't that great? So that's the secret, is finding a way to work out that you don't have to think about. So what I need to do is I need to duplicate that when it comes to my eating habits. Like, I think about food a lot. So I think about like what to eat, like all the recipes. I look at all the recipes on Instagram and TikTok, and I save them, and then I go to the store and I'm walking around the store and all that stuff. I need to figure out a way to systematize my eating. Not that I don't want to have unique, interesting foods, because I do. I think that's part of the joy of life. Um, so I need to figure out how to build in like a 75% foolproof eating system. That's kind of my next challenge. I'm going to do that. And then 25% of it is variety. I think I need to do that so I can create systems and into my eating, so I can regularize, intake of things like protein, and make sure that my body is getting the nutrition. So I'm, eating to live and not living to eat, if you know what I mean. But first things first, one thing at a time. Can't scale the whole mountain at once. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time, right? So, but that's how I do it. Like, that's how I do it when it comes to exercise. I don't walk into a gym and look at all the equipment and go, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I got to write it down, and 25 biceps and 25. I would not do it if I had to do that. So for anyone out there who is like looking at like walking into a gym and seeing 50 different types of equipment and all these things you can do, and you have to keep up with it, and you have to figure it out and write it down, and what if the equipment is all filled one day and you have to wait for it? And it's just like so much. Find a gym where they give you the workouts, and you walk in, and you just walk in at a certain time, and they tell you what to do, and you just do it. And then 40 minutes later, you're done, and you don't have to think about it. So when I was telling my friend about this a couple weeks ago, he said, you don't want to think about it? Like, why don't you want to think about it? Like, you're smart. Can't you figure out what to do? And I said, yeah, I am smart. And yeah, I could figure out what to do, but it would take me extra hours and minutes out of my day to figure out what to do. And I would rather spend those hours and minutes thinking about things I like and thinking about things I have to do. And in order to exercise, which I have to do, I don't have to also add more time to that thinking about how to exercise. Like, I'm already spending 40 minutes a day exercising, or 45 minutes a day exercising, plus 30 minutes a day driving to the exercise facility, plus another 30 minutes driving from the exercise facility. That's a lot of time. If I also added the amount of time that it would take me to like put the routines together, tweak the routines, follow read about which routines I should add on, keeping up with the exercise science and the latest this and the latest that, like, I'd just be adding more friction. I'm not going to do it, but I will drive there And by the way, while I'm driving, I listen to podcasts, I make business calls. So I'm not just driving, spending 30 minutes driving. I'm running my business while I'm driving. I'm talking to my kids. So I'm having personal time with my friends and family members on the phone, listening to podcasts. So I'm educating myself. So I'm using that time wisely. It's not just drive time. Like I'm actually doing productive things while I'm driving in the car. So that 60 minutes is not just 60 minutes of wasted time. I am utilizing that time. I'm not spending that time. I'm investing that time. So the whole hour driving plus the 40 minutes is time invested in myself. It's not wasted time. So altogether, that's like 5 secrets altogether. My secret 5 weight loss secret weapons, I guess. They all work together, right? To make me stronger, to make me healthier, to make me happier, to make me more adjusted, to make me more productive. And they all work together because, your body and your mind and your overall joyfulness all work together to serve you, to serve others, to serve your family, to serve yourself. Just everything just clicks together. But the more friction you introduce into all these things, the less likely you are to, first of all, be happy and content in your life, but also the less likely you are to actually get things done. Like the less friction, the better. And exercise for me, if I didn't do it this way, would just add so much friction that it wouldn't get done. So, my secret weight loss weapon is to exercise in a way that I don't have to think about, but I still get it done. So, if you're curious about where I work out, I'll tell you that. It's the Burn Boot Camp, which is a nationwide franchise. This is not an ad. I am not paid. But there's other places you can go to, can't remember the name of any of them off the top of my head. But Burn Boot Camp is what I would suggest you check out. And here's why. Because they're everywhere. They're in pretty much every major city. They are very well run by a husband-wife team out of Charlotte, North Carolina, who I know them personally as well. They are a fantastic couple who are extremely committed to what they do. And they started this business, I don't know, 13 years ago. I can't remember exactly. They just celebrated their birthday earlier this month. But they have great trainers. I have visited, I don't know, 10 or 20 or so burn boot camps throughout the nation. And every single one of them, in my experience, has been very well run. But they're closed on Sundays, but every other day they have camps. They call them camps. And each camp lasts about 40 minutes, 45 minutes or so. And they have rotating protocols. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday are different types of workouts. So today, for example, was lower body strength. So we worked out basically our legs. So I will not be able to walk tomorrow, but it's a good thing. A couple days ago was upper body strength. Tomorrow is metabolic conditioning, I think. Then there's core strength and conditioning. Then there's one day is called push and pull, where you're basically pushing and pulling weights. We do push-ups, we do burpees, we do all kinds of things, but we don't use traditional equipment because according to Burn Boot Camp, we are the equipment. But essentially why I love it is because I go in, the trainer warms us up, gives us the exercises, runs around the room and helps us all with our form, times us, tells us when to move from one exercise to another. You have 90 seconds to go, lift, 20 seconds to go, and they're running around the room, helping you with your form. It's like, it's not really one-on-one training, but they do kind of go around the room. Sometimes there's more than one trainer in the room at a time, but usually it's one. They do a great job. And they help you. They just really are amazing. But there are other training places where you can go that are somewhat similar. You can Google and probably find some more. But that's just the one that I use, and I do like it very much. And I've been to other places as well and been able to work out and get a good workout in. But I have to think about it, and I don't want to think about it. So that's just me. But I think you can go and take a free camp. Like how I joined was I had a free camp and then I got a free week. Like I went in for a free camp and I liked it. And then I got a week for free. So I went every day for a week. And then I think that sometimes they run specials like a whole month for $60 or something like that. So you can go check it out, but it will work you out. Okay. It will work you out. And here's the other great thing. And probably most exercise studios do this as well. It's probably not just the one I go to. But one thing I really do love about them is they encourage you to modify. So wherever you are in your fitness journey, you can modify. So if they're doing like full burpees, I don't know if you know what a burpee is, but just take the principle. If they're doing a full thing, you can do a half thing. If they're lifting 20-pound weights, you can lift 10-pound weights. If they're lifting 10-pound weights in a particular exercise and you don't want to lift a weight at all, then just do the exercise without a weight. Okay. If they're running, you can walk. If they're lifting, if they're kicking high kicks, you can do a low kick. If they're jumping, you can, not jump. Like you can just, do a tippy toe thing. You don't have to, if they're lifting their hands all the way up in the air, then you can just lift your hands halfway up in the air. There are so many ways to modify, and I do it all the time. Like I modify a lot of things, and they encourage you to do that because the point is that you keep moving. But back to my original point, which is I don't have to think about it. So I would encourage you, if what I'm saying resonates with you at all, if you feel overwhelmed, because, okay, so if you know you want to exercise, but you aren't, because I know how that feels. Okay. I know how that feels. I get it. Totally get it. If one of the reasons you feel like you aren't is because you feel like you don't know what to do. Like, I just don't know what to do. And every time you sit down and like read a book or a pamphlet about what to do, you go, I can't keep up with all that. It's just too much information. Like, I can't even write all this down. And when I do write it down, I can't find the piece of paper I wrote it down on. And it's just a lot. I encourage you to find some place where you can go and they just tell you what to do. Like, you don't have to think about a thing. Just walk in with your sneakers on and your bottle of water and your towel so you can wipe off your sweat and have a trainer tell you what to do. Just follow the leader, do what they tell you to do, warm up, do the exercises, cool down, stretch, and leave and come back and do it all over again the next day. It will work because you will get your workout in. You won't have to think at all. You can daydream about whoever you're dating. You can think about the new car you're going to buy. You can be doing all kinds of things going on in your head while you are repeating after the trainer. Well, try to think about what you're doing because if you're thinking, about what you're doing, you're working your body, you're going to get a better workout in. But you know what I mean? Like you don't have to be worried about not knowing what to do about the exercise. It works. It's my secret weapon. And I feel so good after I've worked my body out. I just feel like I can, like, after I work out, every single problem, every single challenge that comes to me after that during the day, it's like it rolls right off my back. Like, I don't care. Like, there's no problem. Like, bring on the next problem. I really don't care because I've already conquered the biggest problem of the day, and that's me and getting myself into a gym somewhere. Which brings me back to my original statement at the beginning of this video, which is now I'm going to be working out in the evening. Let's see how that's going to go. But here's what I do think I'm going to do. In the morning, I'm not just going to get up and take a shower and sit down at my laptop or sit down somewhere and start working. I'm going to maybe at least do like a 10-minute walk. or some sort of, I'm going to have to get my body warmed up somehow before I start working. I'm not just going to jump into work. It's just like I'm just going to try and not have that whole hour drive and the whole 45 minutes. That's just 2 hours in the morning that I want to see if I can devote more time in the morning to my brain actually being engaged and getting some stuff done in my business. I'm going to see how that's going to work out. But the secret weapon, exercise without thinking about what you have to do to actually work your body out. This was a lot longer than I thought it would be, but I hope it's helpful to you. And I would so like to know what you think. What do you think? Like, do you have a secret weapon when it comes to weight loss or maintaining your weight or exercising? I would love to hear what it is. And I'd love to know what you think about this one. What do you think? Share in the comments, ask questions, talk amongst yourselves, and talk to me because I love to hear from you. And thank you for watching. And if you're a subscriber, thank you for doing that as well. And thanks for any comments. And I will talk to you tomorrow.